In previous class we have studied the string modifies method. So here trim method is basically what? To remove the white spaces. Here S1 I have defined without here I have given white space, but after using this method it will remove your white spaces. Okay, so this is about trim, and you have to remember these methods and syntax. Okay, now the important another one is changing the case of characters within a string. So it is quite important for you because you have lab programs on this concept. Here very simple logic, converting lowercase to uppercase and uppercase into lowercase. Two methods we are using. That's what we can say changing the case of characters within a string. And this method, one method we are using that to lowercase. Observe, 2 is small case, L is capital, and another next word C is capital. To lowercase converts all the characters in a string from uppercase to lowercase letters. Similarly, another method to uppercase, U is capital and another C1 is capital. S dot to uppercase means convert. This is a test, it's a lowercase now, convert into uppercase, right? So now uppercase is converted. This is a test. See, this one is small case letters. Now you are getting this result in capital letters. This is a test. Now another method you are using here, that is string lower, S dot to lowercase. So in your S you have, this is a test in capital letters. Here this second S has which value? Capital. This is a test. Now convert it into lowercase. So now you have the result like this. This is a test converted into lowercase letters. Okay, see this. See, I am pasting this code. Okay, here first I will execute this one to uppercase. This I will not execute right now. See, you are having, this is a test in capital letters, right? So in your code you have small case letters. This is a test. So now after converting to uppercase, you have capital letters. All letters are capital letters. Okay, now we make the same keyword, we have to convert into lowercase. Now yes, after converting this, your S should be have capital letters, right? Now convert this capital letters into lowercase letters using this method. Compile this, then run again. See, you have capital letters. This is a test and this is a test in small case letters. Okay, is it clear, this method, everyone? Okay, now the another important concept is a string buffer. It's very important concept in our first module. So maximum, 10 marks question directly they will going to ask from this concept. Okay, string buffer. So what do you mean by this word string buffer? See, in normal String, if we consider only the word string, it represents fixed length and immutable character sequence. It will fixed length, it will not going to change. Once you define a string, it is fixed. But if you define string buffer keyword, if you define string buffer, it represents growable and writable character sequence. It will change your characters, it will change your string values with the help of which keyword? String buffer. Basically string means it will not going to change as it is fixed. If you use a string buffer, it represents what you have written, the characters, it may going to change. Change means it may be increase or it may be decrease. When in a string buffer case, string buffer may have characters and substrings inserted in the mid or appended to the end. So you can insert or you can delete characters with the help of a string buffer. While doing these operations, obviously it may increase their size or it may decrease their size. It will automatically grow to make room for such additions and often has more characters pre-allocated than are actually needed to allow room for growth. I mean, what I am saying here, if you use a string buffer, it will increase your size. Okay, this is the meaning of string buffer. Understood this word, string buffer? Sujit, Kiran? Okay. Now, in string buffer constructors, we have three methods. One is default string buffer, another one is string buffer with integer, another one is string buffer with string. Okay, three methods we have. I mean, these we can call constructors. One is default, no value can pass, but we have to define string buffer. If we define string buffer with integer, then if we define string buffer with string or characters. Okay, these all are three constructors. Now please try to remember this post line. The default constructor, I mean string buffer, without using any argument or parameters, that size is 16 characters, reserves for 16 characters. Then the second version, that is int, right? So it will set the size to the buffer. If you use int, so it will allocate a size for the particular word. Then same another one is string. If you use a string, so it will set more than 16 characters without a reallocation. So from this slide you have to remember only this one. By default string buffer capacity, you can say capacity is 16 characters by default. Okay, now you have questions they have asked in your video. Explain any four methods present in string buffer class, or give any 5 methods of string buffer class with syntax and example. 10 marks question. Okay, now let's see what are the methods. In previous we have seen those all are constructors, string buffer constructors, but now we will see the methods. What are the methods we are using in string buffer class? First, length and capacity. We are going to use length and capacity. I think you are aware about this length method. You have used in array concept, you have used in string class, you have also using this method in string buffer. Okay, both all methods we are using in different criteria, right? Both are same meaning. Length of the string buffer can be found by the length method. I mean how many characters you are using, that will going to display with the help of length method. And important point, that is capacity. Try to remember this method. You are using this method in your lab program, capacity. The total allocated capacity can be found by the capacity method. Let's see these examples, how these methods will work. Here I have taken this example, that is string buffer. Reference variable name is s, then a new string buffer. In previous examples you are using string, only you are using string, right? But here you have to use string buffer. String s is capital and b is capital. String buffer, reference variable s, then new string buffer. Here you are passing the values, that is high AITM. Now you are applying two methods. One is length method, another one is capacity method. These all are integer purpose, so we have to declare a variable. It is int type, int p and int q. P is hold the results of length and q is hold the result of capacity. Right. Now I am printing this method, length of this string with the p variable and the capacity of the string with q variable. Now p means what will give length, how many characters I am using here, total number of characters in high AITM. Can anyone tell me how many characters are there? How many characters? Lina, I am not listening your voice. Kiran. Six. 7. Okay. Now see, here we have 7 characters, including white space also we have to count. So total number of characters 6, but there is one white space between HI then AITM here. In between, after HI we have one space, so it is 7. So total number of characters are 7. So it is nothing but length of the string. Now what is the length of the string? This length of the string is how much? 7. Now coming to this point, capacity. Remember this one, capacity. I already told by default capacity is 16 by default, but here we are using string, right? Here we are using string. 7 characters plus capacity. Original capacity of a string buffer is how much? I already told here. Please remember this first line. Default constructor, that is string buffer, reserves how many characters? How many characters are here? 16 by default. 16 plus you are using another 7 characters in this program. Another 7 characters, right? Another 7 characters. So 16 plus 17 how much? 23. That is your capacity of this string. Whenever you are using these characters, you just add plus 16. If you want to display capacity, you just add 16, right? Now let's see. We'll execute this program. Yeah, Kiran, I am understanding. How many characters are there in this string? Here two characters are there, so length of this string is 2. Length of this string is 2. Now what about in terms of capacity? In capacity we will get 16 plus addition of these two characters, 16 plus 2, so we will have total 18 capacity is 18. Let's see. See, length of this string is 2 and capacity is 18, because by default string buffer capacity is 16. Then it depends on how many characters you are using in string buffer. Here I am using 2 characters, so it will add 16 plus 2, that is 18. Is it clear, Kiran? Another method is append method. Here this is also important concept. Append, it is used to add text at the end of existence text. What you are going to add, okay, that you can use with the help of append method. So in this method we have 2 types. One is string append, another one is number append. 2 possibilities you have. One is number also you can add, or you can also add string. Okay, this is a method. Here string buffer, yes, all of you try to remember this line. The first line is very important while writing your lab program. String buffer s is equal to new string buffer. Here I am passing the characters hi AITM. Now here I am going to append string. What kind of string? MCA. In our original string is hi AITM. Here I am going to append MCA. That is how to use this method. S is your reference variable, dot append is a method. What you can add, you just write inside the brackets MCA. Now print the S variable, that is reference variable. So you will have hi AITM, then MCA. Hi AITM MCA. So MCA word you have appended to which one? To S variable, right? Now another one, there are 2 methods, right? One is a string, another one is integer. Here I am adding number to this string. S dot append. S means what? What we have S originally? Hi AITM. After appending MCA, now this our string becomes what? Hi AITM MCA, right? That will be stored on S variable. Already executed this line. Yes. Now S dot append, I am appending one more character, that is 8. So it will display like this. Hi AITM MCA 8. So 2 methods are there. One is number, to add a number, and another one is to add any string values, right? Hi AITM MCA and hi AITM MCA 8. See this? Now here I will write college. This I will make it comment. Now execute. see High AITM College. High AITM is original string, right? Here. Now after appending college, it will add it to the last word, college. Okay, we are printing 2 times, so that's why it is printing 2 times. Now if I add this one, that is method, that is integer number. If I add this integer number, now what will happen? See, now I will have a number last 8. Is it clear, Kiran? Sumaya, Soumya, all are you understanding, right? Explanation ಅಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Now another one is insert method. See, in insert method there are also 2 types. One is index number and string, another one is index and character. It is used to insert text at the specified index position. Okay, so let's see one example for this. String buffer s is equal to new string buffer high AITM. So my string is high AITM. Now I want to print this SOP yes. So what is the result will come? SOP yes. I am printing s variable. What is the value of s here? What is the value of s? Yes, high AITM will print. Okay, print high AITM. Now I am going to use insert method, third position. What? MCA. I want to insert MCA. In which position? Third position. See, h is 1, high is second, and third position is what? After high. Here third position, right? Here I want to insert which character? MCA, right? Now I will print again that s. Now I will have high MCA AITM. So in third position I am going to insert a character, that is MCA. So in which position I am inserting this MCA? In third position. I am going to inserting this MCA in third position. So h is 1, I is second and third position. Here I am going to add MCA. Is it clear? This one. Okay. Now here in third position I am inserting MCA, but I want to insert here where in 0th position. Let's see in 0th position what will happen. So I will write here 0, whether this output will come or not. Let's see. See, in 0th position our original string is what? High AITM, but I am adding this MCA. I am adding this MCA in which position? 0th position. I mean starting only I am inserting. See, MCA is displaying in starting, then followed by high AITM. Is it clear? So position wise you have to insert the characters. Position wise you have to insert the characters using which method? Using insert method. Using insert method. Now our method is reverse. Reverse means what? It will give the reverse output. For example, here I am using HI, right? HI, make it reverse. So what will happen reverse? First it will give I, then H, right? So it can reverse the characters within a string buffer object using reverse method. So same line, string buffer S is equal to new string buffer, give one string, then I am using S dot reverse method. So if you use this method reverse, then it will give the reverse characters. Let's see, here I am using high AITM, it will going to make reverse. It will going to make reverse. So first it will print M followed by T followed by I, A, then space, then I, then H. So it is called reverse method, and you have to remember this method also. You will going to use this method in lab program. Are you getting these string buffer methods? Any doubts in these methods? Okay. Now here I am using which method here? Which method I am using in this example? Reverse method. Okay. Now first I am declaring one variable, that is string. I am declaring one variable with the help of string, reference variable S1. I am assigning the value A, B, C. Now I am using this S1 in string buffer. String buffer S is equal to new string buffer. In previous examples we have used direct values like double quotes. Within a double quotes we have used, but here I am using a reference variable S1. Now I am making this S dot reverse. S dot reverse means what? S has the value S1. What is the value of S1? S1 has ABC. Now I am making this reverse operation, then I am printing back. Now you tell me what is the output for this, whether it will print ABC or CBA or no output. What is your opinion? No output. Any others? Sujit? See, string S1 is equal to ABC. Now I am declaring one more, that is string buffer variable S is equal to new string buffer, and I am passing the S1 value. What is the S1 value, Kiran? ABC. So string buffer has the value ABC. Now you understood this line? Yeah. Now string buffer has the value ABC. Now I am making this method in reverse. So after reversing, how I am reversing? With the help of reference variable of string buffer S dot reverse method. Now I am printing this variable S. So S1 has the value ABC. Then after applying a reverse method, we will have CBA. Result is CBA. Understood, Kiran? Is it clear? Okay. So this method you have to remember, because you have to use this in lab program. Now another one is delete and delete character at. These all are methods. So total how many methods we have seen in string buffer class? Length, capacity, insert, append, then reverse, delete, delete character at. Total 7 methods we have seen. If they are going to ask to write any 4 or any 5, any 6 methods, but now we have discussed about 7 methods. Okay, delete means what? It can delete a characters within string buffer class. So two ways we are using. One is delete method, another one is delete character at. Two methods, delete and delete character at. Delete method deletes a sequence of characters from the invoking object. Then delete character at means method deletes the character at index specified by the location. Index specified by the location. So if you add this which position you want to delete, you just add the index number, so that will going to delete. Okay, see the examples. String buffer, yes is equal to new string buffer, high AITM is there. Now I am deleting from which position? 0 to which position? Second. 0 to 2. So what are the characters you are going to delete from 0 to 2? Count here. 0 position, 1 position and second position. 0 position has H, first position has I, then second position is white space. It will going to erase. I will going to erase. That's it. Now only it will print what? AITM. Is it clear? See, AITM, first output we are deleting these specified position 0 to 2. So 0 position to 2 second position, what are the characters are there? Those are will going to delete. Now remaining is AITM. So AITM is displayed. Now observe the second method. Here same, using the same S reference variable, I am applying the method that is delete character at. Here I have to mention the index number. So I am going to delete T. In this method I am going to delete this index number 3. Count 1, 2, 3. Right? So T will going to delete. After deleting it will only print AIM. AIM. It will only print AIM. Is it clear? Now run this program. See, now your original string name is high AITM, right? Original string name is high AITM, but after deleting you have the output only AITM, only AITM, because you have deleted 3 characters from starting 0 to second position. See, this is first position, 0th position, second position, and this one is third position, 0, 1, 2. So you have got this value AITM. Now in the same string you are going to delete third position, that is third position. What we have in this third position here? Count 1, 2, 3. So in third position which value you have? In third position, which value you have? T, right? You have T value. Now to delete that character at method, use this, then you will get the result. T is deleted in this string, so only you will have AIM characters. Only you have AIM characters. Is it clear? Okay. Now you have this assignment I already sent yesterday. This is your first assignment in a Java program. So total 12 questions I have listed. This you have to write in a separate. Okay. Now we will start the second module because we are little bit late. So I have to complete my portion. Now we'll start second module. In second module you have this concept. One is we have seen about methods and classes, right? So now in this module we can see the in brief. Okay, first how to access the class member and how to use passing objects to methods and how arguments are passed. There are two types methods. One is call by value and call by reference. Then how you are going to make a returning object. Then method and constructor overloading. This we have seen, right? Method and constructor overloading, and we have also executed one lab program for this method and constructor overloading. Then the next concept is recursion, then understanding static variable and introducing nested and inner classes and where arguments. This concept is very important. Where arguments and method and constructor overloading, then how arguments are passed. Okay, these three concepts are very important in your second model. Okay, in second model they have made two divisions. So this one is post division, another one is this division, that is inheritance. Okay, to understand this inheritance completely, we know the concept of these methods, classes and parameters. These concepts must be known. Without these concepts you will not going to understand, that is inheritance. Okay, so we have discussed about classes, methods, constructors in post model, right? And we have also seen the formal parameters, actual parameters, right? So let's start this controlling access to the class members. How we are going to control your class members? By the way, what do you mean by these class members? Meaning of what? Class members? Nothing but what you have defined the data types, int, float, char, right? These are our data types, and then class members means what? These are our class members, belongs to the same class, right, or different class. So you have in your program you have more than one class. I mean, if you want to run your program within one class also, or you have to create two classes or three classes, make it separately and run your program, right? So member access control is achieved through the use of 4-access modifier, and it is important. Sometimes they have asked this question, explain in detail member access or modifier access, like that question you will have. So there are 4 methods, 4 access modifiers. What are those modifiers? One is default modifier. Now in previous first model we have seen only default modifiers. We didn't mention their public, private, protected keywords. Simply we have used direct methods, right? And another one is private, another one is protected, another method is public. If we define our method as a public, then what is the result? If we define our method is a protect, then how to use, how to access those members, that is a concept. Okay, let's see. One is default. So in there, what do you mean by this public and private keyword? When a member of a class is modified by the public modifier, if you define class is a public, then that member can be accessed by any other code in our program. So once you define your class as a public, then you can access those variables throughout your program. Once if you define as a private, then that member can be accessed only by other members of its class. Private means within that class only you have rights to access those variables, right? Public means you can access those variables throughout your program, right? And these all are public and private methods. Now we'll see the default access modifier. Default, when no access modifier is specified for a class or method or data members, so we can easily access these methods. See, in class I didn't use any keywords here, public, private, protected. I will not use, simply I am using class name is ABC. Now it's what I am using here, default modifier. Default means you can access this class in throughout your program. So simply I am printing hello world using default modifier, so it will print. Now another one is public modifier. In this method, when a member of a class is modified by the public modifier, if you define a word public, that member can be accessed by any other code in our program. They can be accessed from anywhere. When if we define our class as a public or method as a public or variable as a public, right, we can access those data throughout our program or anywhere from the program. And here we have to use keyword public. Here we have to use keyword public. Let's see. Here I have two classes. One is class result, open bracket and close bracket class. Another one is test. Another class is test, right? Here in this class, that is result class, I am using one method. Display is a method. Display method we have declared as public. Public void display means whatever you are writing inside this display function or method, we can access these variables in our different classes. There are basically two classes. One is result class, another one is test class. In the result class we have defined a method in public. It means we can access this average variable name is what? Average. We can access this average variable throughout our program. Now I am accessing this average belongs to this result, class result, in main method. So first you have to create an object of this class, that is the result. Then reference variable you have taken score is equal to new result. Now call this method. Which method? Display method. How to call this method? With the help of reference variable score. Score dot display. Now we will have the result. What we will get? Output. What is the output for this program? I have scored, you will get I have scored, but average variable has the value at 80, so I have scored 80. You will get the output like this, right? Here you are calling this method, display method, in main. How? With the help of reference variable score. So you will have the output like this. I have scored 80. I have scored 80. Now this is about public. Now in private, this we'll discuss it later. Okay, now time is up, so I will not